Okie dokie, I got my thing going on here. Gonna figure out how my sound system is working. Let's see. Alright, well, we're gonna have to leave it to audio cues then. Or not to audio cues, but to dialogue cues to figure out maybe if. Because, yeah, that's what happens when I disconnect it from that. Although I might be able to bypass that if I just use a little bit of my brain and I go over here and I plug in my controller and then I put this in here. That does not bypass it. It just plugs in a controller to my console. Which means I'm gonna need to find a way to plug this in. Because this takes away that, and I can't do that, but I need a way to do the thing that I need to do. So I need to maybe look at this right here. This is USB-C. I didn't even know I had this. I don't even need a new cord. I got one right here. Beautiful cord here that I can use for stuff. Not stuff that I can do here right now, of course, because why would I be able to have a convenient life? No, no, no. That'd be too easy. What I need is an aux cord that I can... No, that wouldn't work. I don't know anything about audio. All I know is that I'm playing a video game called Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I can adjust the volume on the console. So I need to find a different way to connect this to that and get my audio. Unless maybe I could plug it in through my computer and that would give it to me. No, it doesn't. Wah, wah. Advanced audio properties. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and turn up this a little bit. No, turning it down a bit here. This is where we need to be, maybe? Yeah, this works. This is fine. Okay. This is my favorite challenge, is figuring out if audio is working correctly. Audio filters. Plugin. What does that do? That's not good. Effect filters. You can sharpen. Why would I want to do that? To my beautiful little capture card. You can flip it vertically. Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to flip the thing vertically? That don't make no sense. Use a custom audio device. Can't do that. Yeah, that's fine. Default. Device default. Configure the crossbar? Okay. Well, I'm not gonna waste time. I'm just gonna try and figure out what's going on here. We're gonna do exactly what I said in the title. We're gonna figure it out. Okay, what do I need to object to here? Because I know I need to object to something, I'm just not sure what it is. Because I'm not Mr. the Right Guy. I'm gonna actually really quickly go into my system settings. And I'm gonna go to my and change that. do any of that. I just want to figure out who did the thing. Because that's my job. I'm the lawyer guy, and I gotta figure it out. Hold it. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I don't really care about this part, frankly. I don't want you dead, Your Honor. I would never want my judge dead. That way I can't blame the murder on him. I don't think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job. Ah, yeah. Well, a change in occupation might be good for you. However, I will say this. Even though I am not the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party. Wait, I think I said that wrong. Even though I'm the one who does the deed, my clients are the always. I understand why the freaking the VAs in the anime could not freaking pronounce anything in their blooper reels, cause this is hard, bro. Holy. Me just casually taking a look at my stream setup stuff to see if anything is working right. I need to make sure my desktop audio might be off, because I don't know if I need it really on right now. I have video quality, I have hotkeys, I have accessibility and advanced thingies. She's electric. Snap sensitivity. I don't really care for that, frankly. Studio mode. Why am I playing with this right now? I should be playing the video game. Cancel. I'm thinking about maybe doing face cam stuff again, but like not like normal face cam. I think I want to change the way I did it. Maybe I'll do the thing that all the other freaking YouTubers are doing these days, and you know, like have like an animated character for, because that's like the new trend with like streamers and whatnot, right? It's like having an animated character. Except mine's not gonna be like an anime character, it's gonna be like some scroinkly guy, like Spampton, who just crawled out of a dumpster. It's gonna look like that. Like a terminal montage animation character. My client did it to frame another for the crime. Can I object to that? I'm gonna object to it with John Doe. Shelly the Killer. This is literally just the same image with a filter on it, and he's less zoomed in. I think that's hilarious to me. These are just the exact same image. Like, you can't tell me these aren't the same image. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that John Kurita was dead. Is it Jan? Juan? Juan Kurita. Juan Kurita. I don't like saying it. Irony, ain't it? Even more appalling is the creation and planting of the button and knife. I don't think Adrian Andrews can... Objection. Bitch. You can't just say that she created evidence. what do I object to here? That's the question. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. I think my critical thinking skills are off right now. We know that Adrian didn't know he was dead immediately, but I don't think there's really any way to prove that that's the truth. Because we know that she didn't know it. She never knew this was gonna happen. So how do we object to that? I know I have a save state loaded up, so maybe... Objection. Oh, we actually got it! Okay! When Adrian entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corrida had been murdered.
But how? How do you know that?
From this wine glass, Your Honor.
The glass.
Mr. the Killer's supposed client thought Mr. Corrida had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim.
But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan?
That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. This had been planned. Had this been planned, they would never have left their fingerprints behind.
I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such shit in my mouth? There's no shit in my mouth, it's actually just my tongue. And my teeth. And all the other things that are normally in there. Nothing suspicious. In fact, I had to clarify that, probably made it more suspicious. Who cares? Oh, he's stuttering! He's stuttering. It's not a very important point anyway, correct? Oh, I know that look. I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have knowledge of Mr. Corrida's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. How strange. Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Objection! Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised! You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Ah, sorry.
Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you.
Anyway, I am positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Right now I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here, I know that the very outcome of this trial lies within those items. Request taken. Oh, we're gonna talk about how we're getting ahead. This request came to Mother Trucker. Not the other one. This request to me... This... Awesome! We can speak English! Where'd I put my phone? I'm a two-brain cell creature. Give me a break. Okay, my phone should be, yeah, that's a high enough thing. Yep. I don't know what I'm doing, chat. I'm starting to wonder why I actually go to school. Oh, my neck. That ain't good. Oh, that hurt. Funny thing happened today. I woke up and my neck hurt. Now I can't look straight. Maybe I should stop streaming on YouTube and start streaming on Twitch. People like streams on Twitch more than they do YouTube. But I'm not very good at streaming, I think, honestly. I'm starting to feel like I'm not very good at it, but you know, you do what you can. Okay, hold on. I'm doing everything but playing the game right now. I'm not looking at a guide. I'm doing everything but looking at a guide right now. I'm actually going... You know what would be great for my Tumblr, actually? It'd be great if I could freaking embed my streams into it or something, so it's just like constantly playing my stuff when I'm live. And people get like a notification for it or something like that. Request certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory and I believe I have made no mistakes. I feel like that's a lie. I feel like this is a whole bit... You physically met your client, huh? That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. I see. Well, Mr. Riot, your cross-examination, please. Should I do the voices again? Maybe I'll do the voices again. Request taking. This request came to me, about a week ago. Hold it! 1 week ago. Are you sure? Yes, I am quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations, and I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope that you will keep that in mind. Please stop. In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind. A specific date and time? It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. Did you ask why on that specific night? No. I tried to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request. But as for why, I only had my suspicions. Your suspicions, huh? Save states are gonna be my bread and butter here. I'm gonna use and abuse them like I always do in any game. So what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night? I'm sure it was all for the bear. The bear? My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Corrida's room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me. You must be talking about the bear puzzle. Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference, after all. That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? I feel like it's always important. Because while that does set up Adrian to sound like she is the one orchestrating this, we already know she's not, so... Yeah. But it also kind of, like, doesn't make sense, because, like, why would Ungard know about this as well? Since we don't really have any proof that Ungard knows about the note in any capacity. So I will say it's very important. Has made one thing clear, and that is the client knew the secret of the bear figurine. Huh? Why is everyone so quiet? Mr. Wright, I think all of us already knew that. Oh, really? Witness, please continue with your testimony. Nothing even happens. Oh man, I got juked. We met at a certain bar. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. What was that? A brief pause? Press further. Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details. I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I've never taken a request by telephone or mail. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? It was very important. I'm so lost. Who the heck am I supposed to be helping here? Phoenix! No! Calm down, think carefully, and relax. I think I know. That is what I believe occurred, and I have believed my memory. So your client was Adrian Andrews. That is correct. Well, he says the two of them met. But if they did, then there shouldn't be anything wrong with the killer's testimony. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything strange this time around. To draw more information from him. Okay, I know this... Oh, about a week ago. 1 week ago. Are you sure? I'm quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations I was barely able to finish. Okay, I know... has to be something here. Why did you ask on that specific night? Try to fulfill all the conditions, suspicions. Let's just let it go for now. Because I think if I remember, because I have played this before. I have played this game before. Or I've seen this case before, I should say. Technically, I haven't played the game. I'm a fake fan or whatever. If this is like someone's first time figuring out that I'm a freaking liar, pathological liar. Physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. I want to press further on that. Oh wait, yeah, because I can't object to it like that. If the killer had met the client before the murder, then it's unlikely he is mistaken. I think I know where I need to object there. I know I need to object, but I think I'm not sure where I need to object. Here, I'm gonna save state real quick. And I'm gonna... No! I didn't mean to object with my badge, as Phoenix Wright tends to do. I wanted to object with the profile of Adrian Andrews. Because I think, if I remember this right, the killer does not know that Adrian Andrews is a woman. Which is the funniest thing to me, in my opinion. Okay, I'm not supposed to object with it here. I think that's how I'm supposed to object to it. I could be wrong, but I mean, I usually am wrong, so. Objection. The witness's statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor. I see that, and I'm just like, yeah, no. Because that's his basic dialogue for when he just presents something. Do we have anything that'll prove that the request came in perhaps earlier? We don't have anything that'll prove that. When would this... Time of death. Doesn't do anything. A photo of the murder. There's no date on here. Trying to think what could possibly... My services on the night of the awards ceremony. And that's what I'm trying to figure out here is like, what do I object to here? Because I'm not quite sure what I should object to. A request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. Technically, it was for after the awards ceremony. If you want to get really technical, we met a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes. I think you are a big fat stinky liar. So your client was Adrian Andrews, that is correct. Well, he says the two of them met, but if they did, then there shouldn't be anything wrong with the killer's testimony. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything strange this time around. Talk about a delicate balance. Oh, about a week ago. Met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize. I need to press this. As a matter of principle. Okay, hold on, because how do I bring that up? What do I object to here? You have made no mistakes. If that was the case, why would she have the... I don't know what I'm even thinking. What is my train of thought here? You made the mistake of coming up here and testifying in front of Phoenix Wright. That's the mistake you made. Oh, about a week ago. Okay. Request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize if you have. There's not really much I can do here. I mean... Trust my memory and believe I have made no mistakes. We... This is a request for my... No, I try to fulfill all of your suspicions, huh? What could those possibly be? All for the bear. The bear. My client. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was. I'm like trying to wrap around all the evidence pieces and figure out what exactly I'm missing here. And I'm not sure what I'm missing. I feel like Phoenix Wright, really. Just like completely confused and not sure what I'm doing at all. What was that brief pause? I'm gonna let it go for now. Can we believe that your testimony has been reliable up to this point? I want to object. Wait, so... Okay, so the costume was in the guitar case. Where was the bear at the time, then? Because if the costume was in there... Hotel guide map. That's not gonna do anything. I feel like there's something I'm missing here, something important I'm missing. I don't know why every single Phoenix Wright, every single Ace Attorney game has a badge you can present as part of your evidence. But if you were there for the bear, why did you kill Kurita? Too. I mean, you could have just stolen the bear. That could have worked. You could have just stolen the bear. You didn't have to kill Kurita and start this whole thing. Request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. I can't, for the life of me, figure out how to object to that. I don't have an alibi from Adrian or anything I could use to say this is faulty, that I'm seeing. I'm not seeing it right. Am I really just supposed to, like, press and bluff with some bullshit that I come up with? Only Kuritas and Andrews know how to open it. The bear doesn't matter right now. It doesn't make any sense. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. I'm drawn to that statement. Why on that specific night? No, trying to... Your suspicions. Airship figurine. Okay, well I guess it doesn't matter that he didn't know. If I could go back and look at that, maybe I'd be able to... Because I think I'm skipping over something. I'm gonna press this again because I think I might be missing something here. Why on that specific night? No. I tried to fulfill all of the conditions of my client's request, but as for why, I only had my suspicions. Your suspicions, huh? Alright, let's press it further. What are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night? I'm sure it was all for the bear. The bear? My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Kurita's room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me. You must be talking about this bear puzzle. Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference, after all. That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where the bear figurine was. I have known where the bear... I see. Okay, so according to this theory, Adrian hired the killer to get the bear and but that doesn't explain how that doesn't explain how it got to On Guard's house, though. Because how would it have gotten to On Guard's house? Do I object here with the bear? Maybe I do. Because I'm gonna bluff. It didn't work. Okay. Okay, press him, but maybe not let him just... Don't press him too much. 1 week ago. Quite sure. Of course, I had my own preparations. It was barely... Your suspicions. What are... Physically met Andrews, right? Gonna let it go for now. Just my imagination. Trying to figure out what I press on. Why this specific ceremony? Why tonight? Trying to think, trying to figure out an answer here. Trying to get something I can use. And doing my hardest to do so. But the problem is, I can't seem to figure it out. trying to figure this out and I just don't have any ideas. What could it be? I hate this. I can't figure it out. It's like... I can't get what I'm looking for here. I just can't figure it out. Okay, hold on, think. I can't think. Let's try to figure this out. Trying to figure out what could possibly be. I cannot figure out what I'm supposed to do. Okay, maybe there's something I missed here. I'm gonna leave for a second, grab a bite. Grab a bite, figure this out. Figuring out how to frame your own client is pretty hard work, so yeah. I love how stupid my I'm back. I took a good lunch break, took a good dinner break, and I think I figured it out. I just need to do some more stupid BS, and maybe, just maybe, I'll figure it out. I did the wrong thing again. Okay, hold on. I think... Okay. Yeah. We got him! We got him! I have already told you, Mr. Wright. I did. This is new dialogue. I knew it. I was only talking with him face to face, and that... There we go. New dialogue. This must mean we got him. It was very important. It's time! No! Gosh dang it! I did it again! I did it again. Well, at least now I know where to press and how to press. We got him on the ropes. We got him on the ropes. That is very important. And here we are, chat. I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at the bar and took the request at that time. Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shelly's a killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up about her. So what is the issue? What did you just say now? About her? If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman. Oh, this little box broke, getting destroyed, idiot.
Order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
This witness testified to the following: that he always meets his clients face to face when taking their request.
But he has never seen Andrews in person.
Yes, Your Honor. That is exactly the point. That means Mr. DeKiller's client could not have been Mrs. Andrews. Mrs. No, Miss. He's sweating oil! How did they even manage that? How does that happen? What is the logic here? Yes, without a doubt. Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous name.
Yes, I see.
Unluckily for Mr. DeKiller, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with.
What? What is going on? I'm fucking confused. Shelley DeKiller, this court demands an explanation.
I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. But please, if you would allow me to testify once more. He's just going to spit out more lies.
Very well, but this time, please give us the truth, and nothing but the truth.
Request taken part 2, let's do it! Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. I object! You said you don't take them by mail! Hold it! But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients? Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible. But didn't you meet your client this time? No, I did not. Oh, come now. Let's stop with this game in cat and mouse. Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me. Alright then, just cough it up and confess!
Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. DeKiller met with his client?
I don't have any proof. And that's the problem. I have proof that Mr. DeKiller met with his client. Now, his client is, in this case, Adrian Andrews, who we are not trying to prove guilty, and we are not trying to prove On Guard guilty either at the same time. So we either pin it on Guard, again, we go out of our way to pin this on Guard, okay, so do we have proof? We don't have proof that Mr. DeKiller met with Adrian Andrews. his client is not Adrian Andrews. It's Matt Ungard. And we don't have any proof of this because we simply don't. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I don't have any proof.
I see. Then your line of questioning was just another waste of time.
Sadly for us, Your Honor, that is the nature of right and wrong. There have been many times. And why could you not meet certain clients? Recently, I have been receiving more requests. If I meet each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities.
Nice business opportunities?
On top of which, the times have changed. It is now the age of information and computers, correct? Well, I have joined the times and now take requests via electronic mail.
Electronic mail? Do you have to mail it in an
I love the judge just being a complete fucking idiot, not knowing anything.
I'm sorry. Wait, I'm the
I despise the shortening of words. What I meant by electronic mail is what is commonly referred to as an email.
Email?
In a contest of mimicry, the judge would beat a parrot hands down. Ahem. Anyways, so you took this job without having met your client, and the request was for the murder of Juan Corrida and 2 or 3 other small things. 2 or 3 other things. Yes. And what were these other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It'd be really bad if I pushed his buttons the wrong way and he got mad. Saving time, because I don't know if this will give me a penalty or not. Press further! Oh! Whether they're related to this case or not is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes? Everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client. Which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client? That's... I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one... Wait! Uh-oh. This is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. Alright, I have to think. Is this worth pursuing? Is it? Well, I have a safe state already, so... Sure, fuck it, why not? And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Corrida's suitcase. And then, what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client. Interesting.
This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you've stated in your testimony.
As you wish. One of these was to find the bear and give it to Adrian Andrews. I found this figurine at Mr. Ungard's mansion. If you gave it to Miss Andrews, then what was it doing there? I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan, to frame Mr. Ungard, I'm sure.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright, you have any problems with this piece of testimony?
Yeah, there's a contradiction. You are his butler! And we know that because we do know it somehow. I think we always knew. We figured out that DeKiller was the butler. No, because we figured it out, but then we misproved it, So technically, it's not true? But it still is true, technically. Ooh, that's tough, actually. That's really tough. Okay. Since we disproved... I'm gonna actually do a save state here, because I'm not sure. There is a contradiction. So what now, Dr. Wright? Present evidence. Witness, let's go over this one more time. You gave Miss Andrews the bear figurine, and she told you to take the bear and wait for her at On Guard Mansion. Is that correct? Yes. Where are you going with this? Well, I think you may have remembered a few things incorrectly.
What?
This is the battle of wits. I can't let up on him. I don't think it is possible for Miss Andrews to have been the recipient of this bear. Because of the note, right? Because if Andrews got the bear and got the note... Because here's where we're at. On Guard got framed. So Andrews would have no problem going over to the On Guard mansion, grabbing the bear, burning the note. But since the note was in the bear, and On Guard's mansion was not being searched at the time. But when we found the bear, it was there, and I think it was there earlier, too. So I think this is what we need to do here. Shelly to Killer, if you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. This item? I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going.
Where is everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase?
Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. And I was going to burn it, for her sake. Even if for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it.
Order! 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 So that's where you two were going.
Sorry, I had to check Twitter. So by the very fact that this suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble a puzzle.
Which means?
It means, Your Honor, it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Ooh.
Order! 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 Mr. Phoenix Wright. Huh? I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of the agreement. No, that's not. That's enough. If that is your only intention, there is only one thing for me to do. Wait, please! Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. Holy! I thought that was Edgeworth. No, please, not that. Please wait. Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end, and I may stay my hand. Otherwise... What in the... Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there is a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough?
Well, we should...
Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... The prosecution... What has come over everyone? Even you are... The prosecution rests. What is going on around here? The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What?
Oh, we're screwed.
Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to withhold its upstands. Fuck. If that is the case, then, even though I'm reluctant, I must believe that Mr. Tequila's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley Tequila's client is Adrian Andrews. Miss Andrews would be charged with murder.
I keep changing Phoenix's voice. And Edgeworth's too, occasionally. I change it from from imitating the anime, from imitating the version that's heard in a different Ace Attorney game.
Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt on guard, to the stand. The items from Tequila's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. I can't believe it.
The outcome now lies in your hands.
Dude, did the old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent. Ha!
So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy was... Fuddy-duddy? I've never heard that before.
Mr. On Guard! What an atrocious lawyer I have, giving his own client up like this. And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap. It's just as atrocious, don't you think? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Should I side with justice? Or should I save Maya's life?
You'd better get Unguard a guilty sentence, okay?
But if I did that, Maya will die. But if I say he's innocent, then Miss Andrews will be charged as the murderer. Do I say he's guilty? Or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. It all hinges on what I choose. Now then, Mr. Wright. Let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter.
I changed the judge's voice too, great.
If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Matt Unguard, is innocent.
There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is going to say what I want, aren't you?
Right. I can't do this. But I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt Unguard, is... We are waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt Unguard, your client deserves an answer. Maya, I'm sorry. Matt Unguard is...
Yeah! Let's go! Everybody's Franziska von Karma!
What are you doing? Ow! You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off of that scruffy fool. Did you bring them? The final pieces. Do you have them? You should know better than that to ask, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. A Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence here is in perfect condition. Do not worry about Scruffy, he's fine and his injuries are minor. All of the items are inside this.
What a filthy old coat this is!
That's Gumshoes. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in. Am I French or German? I fought long and hard this whole trial. All for what is inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of Yeah! Your Honor! Inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence!
Your final evidence? This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial.
What? Objection. Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence.
I suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, they will not be accepted by this court.
I'm like slowly transitioning into shadow.
No, Mr. You're not a man. You're a woman. A very strong young female woman. Wait, what? Who am I?
Delusional judge is my favorite.
No, Miss Von Karma, if you please.
These pieces are the evidence missing left by the... I can't, no. No, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this voice. These pieces are... These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police.
He must have been in quite a rush.
Yes, Your Honor. The killer even left 3 pieces of evidence. Okay, this is French, not German. But it's basically the same thing. No, it's not. That's mean. That's not cool. I can't say that. That's not cool. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Good night. Or not good night. Good day. Good whatever. Who cares? I'm here. That's all that matters. I'm here, reaching far across these new frontiers. How's the rest of the song go? Alright. What time is it? Okay, yeah, I got plenty of time, actually. Somewhere. I'm sure of it. That is all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? Question for more details. I don't think that has to do anything, because the killer didn't kill... What would the killer need a gun for? He strangled Juan to death, so... he wouldn't need a pistol. I'm gonna question for more details, though. Does that pistol have any relation to this case? We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say for anything for certain. However, I believe it has to do with this case, at least with me. That's the pistol he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes? Oh. I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it will be an excellent sample for the test. So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Francisca.
it's probably not going to help us very much. Alright. The second piece of evidence is this videotape. I bet the killer took that from On Guard Mansion. Question for more details. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh yeah. But I would speculate that this tape is very important.
Why would you say that?
Because he came back to his hideout for it. Did Killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow, it looks like they managed to protect it from Killer. Shelly Killer is no ordinary man. The last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform. Is that a uniform from the Gatewater Hotel? Was that used during the crime? I am almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's no doubt about it, the killer was wearing this on the night of the murder. There is one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? There was a button missing on this uniform. A button? It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were able to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. That is all I have to present, Your Honor.
It's just as I thought.
And what is that, Your Honor?
I'm sure we were under normal circumstances. These items from Shelly. However, our question is not who did the killing.
It is who is the client.
Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may now step down.
Hold it! Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine this new evidence.
Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict.
Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix. I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But no matter how hard you think about it, it's... Try for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us. 2? The first, make On Guard wish from the bottom for his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If On Guard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. Second way, force the killer to end his contract with On Guard. If the killer were to no longer think of On Guard as his client, then he would let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible. He's a man who values his duty towards clients above all else. I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us? The other side. Wait, what does she mean? You mean to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, prosecution, and the judge. We have all seen the pieces of evidence, and that is how we have come to know the truth. But there is one person who is yet to see them all, and that person does not know the truth. That truth, it may be what will bring about the miracle in the end.
There are no objections at this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict.
Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids? Objection!
I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence.
I am not saying it is us who needs the evidence, Your Honor.
Then, you want to show the evidence to that person?
Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance.
One chance.
Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person.
I think we want to show it to Dekiller. Because the fact of the matter is, he doesn't know, or rather, do we show it to Dekiller? I didn't save shit. So if I get through with that, I'm not going to be able to get through the rest of this because I didn't save. Fuck. I'm gonna go out on a fluke and say we need to show it to our one, the only, our guy, Mr. Matt Ungard. Because he doesn't know about the dirt we have on him, right? He doesn't know what? What does he not know? What does Dekiller not know? Dekiller would not know that Matt Ungard bought the bear, that he placed the camera in the bear. Wait, no, but he does know because he has the tape, right? That tape would imply that he knows that Ungard was spying on him. And he knows that Ungard was spying on him. But he had the tape. Ungard, or not Ungard, but Dekiller had the tape. He knew he was being spied on because why else would he have the tape? Obviously to keep himself from being blackmailed. But at the same time, why would Matt keep tabs? And plus, we already showed him some of that evidence already, so he would know about it. I think by the time we get the bear, I don't think we ever get to show him the bear, or the note, but we do know that he has knowledge of these items. But as far as I'm concerned, Dekiller doesn't really have any knowledge of him being spied on, and that Ungard was gonna use him for was gonna blackmail him if something went wrong. If they pinned it on him, Matt was gonna come out with that tape. But because Dekiller has the tape, or had the tape, there's not a way for oh boy, because hold on, my line of thinking might be a little messed up here.
trying to figure out, because it feels like it's a choice between the killer and Unguard. If we show that stuff to Unguard, does it really even matter? Because Unguard knows. So I feel like the killer is the only person who we can show it to. One piece of evidence we would like to show them. It has to be the tape. There's no other way. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. Oh! He doesn't know what's on the tape either! He doesn't know what's on it! So therefore we can use this! Alright, let's go! Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client not to watch it, so I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you are on this tape. Me? Let's go! I freaking broke my thing! There was a video camera hidden at the scene. Your actions were being recorded. What?
Is that true, Mr. Wright?
Who was it that planted a camera? Well, the only person who could have placed the camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally.
That was Adrian Andrews.
Be quiet and listen, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Your client specified a time and place for you, isn't that right? Yes. That was so they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Why did Matt Unguard film the scene? The reason why he did, that is my whole ticket out of this mess. There is only one reason why. Okay, let me try that bit again. I want to actually voice act this one. There is only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay, and even blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say about that, Shelly the Killer? It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes. You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the Tequila name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes Tequila's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item! I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness.
This trial seems to have come to its conclusion. However, I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness and... Miss Von Karma, where did that...
She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Mr. Ungard. It looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watched this video. Help me. Now then, Your Honor, the verdict if you please.
Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright?
We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there is no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief. I say that Matt on guard is guilty as heck! I'm changing my case! This man deserves to go to jail for a very long time! I mean, either way, he'll still die, but Adrian Andrews does not deserve to go to jail! For murder, at least. Maybe the tampering of evidence, but, like, not murder. Alright, we're gonna save. Because this is the most important decision I'll ever make. And I'm gonna say, plead guilty! Matt on guard. Even though I'm a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty? Even if you got an acquittal the instant you set foot out of the detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it. You can't run away from your crime anymore!
As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth.
We? I don't remember you helping out much in this.
Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt on guard?
I have left Miss Von Karma to his charge. Ketchup. I'm sure he is getting a full-course meal of whip leather right about now.
Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness?
Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I am really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. You do realize you're still going to jail for evidence tampering, right?
It looks like we have everything we need resolved. As for myself, there are still few things I am confused about. But everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned.
You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This isn't the first time you've gotten your client off. This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize there is something more than just not getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make.
Now then, Mr. Wright. Let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter.
I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I side with justice? Or should I save Maya's life? My client, Matt on guard, is... Is he guilty or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then. And your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right! Edgeworth! I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Really? Pearls, you're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car. Mystic Maya's safe. You did it. You really did it, Mr. Nick. Ow, she punches deceptively hard for a kid. I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her, Mr. Nick will save her. Crying. Thanks. Oh, what's wrong? Miss Von Karma. About earlier, thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost! Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth. For my own personal victories. And for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record maintained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner, and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I'd left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well as you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense! We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his unyielding faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This, I promise you. The truth. Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you already knew that, didn't you, right? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory. Who ran away into the night. You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I became a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me. All those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool! Miss Von Karma! I don't want to hear the wretched whimperings of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Franziska threw something on the ground just now. This is an electric... Catch up. Catch up. Catch up. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to detract? Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else. Ah! Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right? Okay. Nick! Maya! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Why is his eye bulge like that? That's a little strange, Nicky boy. Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through. You got on guard convicted like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me. Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. But we still pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. Whatever, whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would have just come back to haunt you like a bad girl's through. I can't speak English. I'm from Japan. I'm not. I would just come back to haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. Is it really that easy to do something like that? Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Seriously, don't. This is a stain on my career. Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth! I'm relieved you're alright. Hey, looks like you made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. Heh. Alright. I think it's time we got this depressing... How many times am I gonna mess up reading? I should be able to read. I take... I can't even speak proper English. I don't know what I'm going after. Alright, I think it's time we got out of this depressing place. Huh? Where are we going? Food, Nick! Food! Grub, chow, I'm starved! So hungry, even you would look nice on a juicy burger bun to me, Nick. You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at least! That's funny because I know what prime rib looks like. It's huge! Compared to a burger at least. Is Phoenix trying to say that Maya's calling him short? Because they're like, that's hilarious. Please come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please. If you insist. Alright. So how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awesome evening and got in my way of gourmet food. So I've decided that we have got to make it. I'm Maya Fey and I don't know what I'm talking about. So I've decided that we have... I can't do it! So I've decided that we have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick! Food! My bank account's gonna hate me for this. March 23rd. Hey, pal. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him? You did it again, city boy. I feel like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than... Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of the Steel Samurai. Thanks. Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Why don't you reckon you bully Mr... I'm Lotta Hart. I don't know what I'm saying neither. Fucking hate Lotta Hart. Oh my god, I hate this character. Don't get me wrong, she's fun, but god do I hate her. She's so annoying. Always just gotta make everything complicated. All these friggin' witnesses just can't tell me the truth. Especially Lotta. She always gotta be like, no, but you gotta do this first. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. You know? That's why I don't like Lotta Hart. She's a bit annoying, frankly. I find her annoying. Her tactics, they piss me off. Okay, back to it. If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just have to kick it. Tonight, even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now. Everyone gather round. Y'all are gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like Lotta bought herself a new camera. Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on. Tonight's all about eating, so let's chow down, pal.
Amen to that, pal. Amen.
Maya, you shouldn't know what that word means. You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, Detective. Huh? Me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the three items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Ah, well, you know, it's... Huh, wait? That's odd. When I ran off with the items from Tequila's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
What? 4?
Yeah, I'm sure I put one of them in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item?
Aw, come on, y'all. It's over. But whoo, boy, I tell ya, you are really missing something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh? You think?
Why does she look so happy about that? Maya, you get accused of murder for every, 3 days at this point.
But being shut away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway.
It sure is nice to see the both of them smiling again. What is it, Edgeworth? This thing is picking up something. That's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do.
Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet.
And you've eaten way too much, you glutton. I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait. What? I just want to say, thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying such things. If anyone should be saying such things. No, I had it right the first time! It should be me, right? I feel like words here alone aren't enough. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job.
It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya. Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean. Pearly, would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me.
Anyway. So, who's paying for this lovely dinner party?
As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick.
Huh? Yeah. I'm kinda at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kinda already put your name on the bill.
Huh? Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself a... Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick.
Why do I suddenly feel like screaming?
Aw, you don't need to hold back now, you hear?
Yeah, pal, time to let it all out.
This is gonna be the first time I hear the real you.
Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all. Alright then, if you say so. Objection! And that was Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney 2. It took me nearly 2 hours to finish the latter half of this case. You really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I feel like I've really been living life on the edge. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. I'm so happy that you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick. And I'm so happy for the two of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a pretty popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made reservations for the two of you, just in case. Pearl, you got it all wrong. Phoenix is like 20 years old, and Maya is just barely turned 18. And I mean, Phoenix is probably in his late 20s. Like, from what I remember, isn't Phoenix around the same age as Edgeworth? And Edgeworth is like 25 years old. That's a little strange, don't you think? I mean, the age gap on that's a bit big, in my opinion. But then again, this is talking about, like, Japan and their culture, so age gaps are kind of different there. So I guess, like, while here in the US, that ship would probably be seen as problematic, in Japan, I don't think it's necessarily the same way. It's like how different cultures do different things. Like, I'm not trying to defend that at all. I don't even like it. Like, I don't like the idea of Nick and Maya being a thing. Because, like, they just don't work that way. They're better as a friends dynamic anyways. That girl, you know, I haven't seen her around. Yes. I remember, even if... Oh. I forgot about Hottie, too. Director Hottie is a creep. I feel like every single Ace Attorney game has, like, a character who's just a creep to women for some reason. Oh, never mind. We got 2 of those, because Max Galactica is a character who exists. And I literally just forgot that I defended this guy in court for murder. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Max Galactica and the things he does. Or the things that anyone does during that trial, frankly. Oh, that poor Trillo and Ben. Ben Trillo? Ben Trillo-Quist. Ben Trillo-Quist. Oh my god, she's in... Old Bag just being like a character who doesn't exist for any good reason is hilarious to me. I forgot what I was talking about earlier. I think I was talking about Ace Attorney ships. Yeah, Miss Von Karma sent... Why did she send Andrews a letter? I mean, other than to tell her, like, I guess she has someone to lean on. It's become difficult for me.
short leave of absence. Why was whoever talking to Killer? I know this is supposed to be a little funny credits gag, but usually these tie into the next game somehow. So, yeah, who was talking to the Killer? Was it Miles? Was it Phoenix? Was it Gumshoe? Was it potentially Maya Fey, the mass murderer? Where are you going, Franziska? How did you know I was here? With this. That's... I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy, drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting.
And I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout. I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
4 things. It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here? It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up! You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Franziska. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what. And failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge.
I see.
You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today.
I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did.
Adrian Andrews?
You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Today, you chased after me. After I'd left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma.
I am Franziska von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now, so you would better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. Of course I have. I'm fucking Miles Edgeworth. Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again. There's a little thingy in front of his hair or whatever, right?
Capcom.
Like the Sega logo. Saving. And now it is time for me to start Trials and Tribulations, because I haven't played Trials and Tribulations. I've only watched a few of the anime episodes about it, but I really wanted to. Turnabout Memories, baby! And I'm not going to be able to hear any of the audio from it. Yeah! Ugh, how did I get into this mess? Why? Why did I do that? That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying! Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! I didn't kill this guy. It wasn't me. I didn't do it! "5 years earlier, Mia Fey, second trial." Let's go! Alright, let's see here. I gotta find a way to get this to work for me, because I want to listen to the audio from this game really badly. And I think you really underestimate, when I say really badly, how badly I mean really badly, because I really badly want to listen to it. Is there no audio? Okay. Whew, it's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Ahem. Oh, Mr. Grossberg. Good morning.
Yeah. Please calm yourself down.
Pardon me?
You're going to get arrested for suspicious behavior, you know.
What are you talking about? I'm relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed.
Let go of my lapels.
You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer. I'm sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today.
Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, you never fear, my dear. I'm Marvin Grossberg, and at your service.
Actually, this is my second time in court.
Still, you surprised me. What with your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said.
Quite forcefully, too.
I just found out yesterday. About the case, I mean.
What? You've already learned all the relevant facts?
Well, about that, you see, I mean, of course I have, I think.
Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you're so nervous.
You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client. Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I got. Yep, it'll be fine. No prob. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Rye? Actually, it's right. Like the Flying Brothers? People screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way, I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please let go of my shirt. That's right. He's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. Alright, people, let's do this one last time. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. Whoa. She appeared a year ago? But that trial traumatized me so badly, I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client, and for myself. How the hell did Phoenix afford a lawyer on a college student's salary? Genuine question there. How the hell did Phoenix Wright, the non-ace attorney at this point, someone who is still in college studying art or something, with a minor in law or something like that, how is he able to afford a lawyer if he can't even afford groceries in the modern day as a lawyer? Actually, inflation might be the answer to that question, because inflation be a bitch. Sorry, I lost track of time. I'm looking at something and I'm like trying to figure out, what was this about? Sorry, I got distracted. I'm looking at a Tumblr post right now. Ironically, it's about Ace Attorney, actually. About Manfred von Karma, everyone's favorite prosecutor from Miles Edgeworth's investigations. Apparently his ATM card number is 0001 because, quote, I'm number one. I forgot about this gag. And I'm really happy that it is back in my purview, in my view here. Okay, yeah, I got people liking the post announcing it, but no one's actually here in my chat. That's hilarious, I think. That is just absolutely bonkers to me. Absolutely freaking bonkers, my guy. Just wondrous. Bonkers of all kinds right there. Ain't no way, ain't possibility. I'm genuinely freaking out about this information. Okay, let's play the game already. Hurry up. Yeah, got a gavel. Oh, Lord.
Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it?
Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem?
I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense.
Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency.
Emergency? But isn't that him standing right there next to you?
Yes, well...
You're just a rookie. Are you sure you can handle this?
Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor. I think.
Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please.
Well, well, well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It will all be over soon. What was that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events of the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology.
Sounds like he was a very bright young man.
Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body and the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway. Then they called the police.
That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence.
Crime photo 1 added to the court record.
By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo.
Your reputation for... I can't pronounce that word. Sagacity. Is it sagacity? Sagacity? Sega City. I don't know which one it was. Is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death. An unusual death?
What do you mean, Mr. Payne?
Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. Huh? A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I am a genteel man, if you will. A what? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of.
Ah, a perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause. Go on.
Please say you at least know this much.
I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file.
My hemorrhoids are starting.
Why am I laughing at this? This isn't even that funny, bro. What the heck? It's just so weird saying that word there to me.
My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now see here. The details of this case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you?
Ah, the court record. I think I can see that by pressing the R button.
All the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there and think carefully before you answer, my dear.
Yes, sir. I'll do just that. You have to stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. The court record. Okay, let's take a look. I just pressed the R button here.
Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death?
It was electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock, and others In other words, electrocution.
Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some kind of new super powerful stun gun, perhaps?
You know what a stun gun is, but you don't know what an email is? Actually, I feel like those were invented around the same time. The answer to that...
No, don't yawn.
Don't yawn, stop break. The answer to that will become soon clear. I can't fucking do voices. The answer to that will become cock. I mean, this is 2 hours into the VOD. No one's gonna be watching this far in. And if anyone's watching this live, which they aren't, because I know I can see, there's no one in here but me. I see. Oh. The answer to that will become crystal clear at this trial, Your Honor. But before that, there is one more vital issue. What's that? Why, motive, of course. Apparently, there was some kind of bad blood between the victim and the defendant.
Bad blood?
What do you mean? Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude.
That's Winston Payne for you. He's one smooth operator, if you catch my drift.
I keep changing Grossberg's voice.
They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Now then, let's hear it from the defense. What was the source of bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence.
Evidence?
No need to get worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need, and then shove it into old Graybeard's face.
Is his name Graybeard? I feel like that'd be funny. The reason for the bad blood between them was this woman here.
Talia Hawthorne, is it?
Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But until 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to the story in this play. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm Winston Payne.
He's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Very well, Mr. Payne. Call your first witness. I'm having a stroke.
If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Faye?
It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection.
Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand.
Witness, please state your name and occupation. Yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect.
No, he means what you did before you were arrested?
Oh. I was a university student. Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of your fellow student, Doug Swallow. But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you I was...
Would the defendant refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us?
It seems the witness has something he wants to say.
Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim.
Right away, Your Honor. The victim and I.
I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe.
I see. So you hardly knew the victim.
Right. Like I said, I'm not a killer. Whew. Looks like the judge understands. You're being naive, you know. Too naive.
Huh? It seems you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be... this witness had to go on... still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination?
He's right. And it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if a witness's testimony contains any contradictions.
Contradictions?
If a witness is lying, their statement will conflict with the court record. But Mr. Wright is my client. Even if he is your client in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, Yorsi.
I need to stop messing with the freaking thingy down there, because it's messing up with the audio. My audio, my microphone. Ugh. But it's so fun to mess with. My ADHD is getting the best of me here. I'm gonna see if I can edit the stream stuff real quick, actually. Because I can, like... okay, YouTube Live control panel. Menu. Select stream. That's not what I want. Okay. Can I maybe then go from... okay. Hold on. How do I do this? Because I want to edit the title of the stream or whatever, right? I want to edit the title of it. Change it. Stream. General. Cancel. Okay. Well, I'll just not do that. Frankly. I think that's fine. We can not do that. And what I'm going to do is... cut it off here because we're already at like 3 hours at this point, and there's no point to keep dragging it on for another few hours at this point. Like, yeah, I'm already at so long of time. Like, we're bound to hit 3 hours in about 30 seconds exactly. So I think I'm actually just going to like straight up. No, I don't want to exit. What I want to hit is probably stop streaming. And I'm going to hit it. And watch, it's going to be exactly 3 hours.